It's Week 12 of the National Football League, and the spotlight is on these Chiefs' Offensive Player of the Year. He was unstoppable a week ago, a mountain of yards and a pair of touchdowns. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays,
the Chiefs offense in the midst of a perfect season will get their first possession here. And all eyes on this man, their star running back.
and he comes off a dazzling performance a week ago, over 100 yards rushing and receiving in that game. That is not the stat line you see every day. He'll be hard-pressed to repeat that, but just shows how comfortable he is in this offense.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The numbers for him from a week ago. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they've played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45. For this, the second meeting of these two teams, you might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the Chiefs who got the road victory there, so now looking to claim the season series at home in KC. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 36. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Yellow.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and a couple.
You gotta go right here.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 42 yards rushing so far. This is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets them down to about the 4-yard line. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they come up now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in, trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. They'll try to run this one in. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
One word comes to mind to me after that last play, and that's alert. That defense took a chance guessing the snap count, and they were so right. Got great push up front, and that forces 4th and goal.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. What if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone?
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. From the gun, it's Mahomes. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 of the 34. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refuse to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 38-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're talking about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 84 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this 1st half.
How about that run? Picks up a 1st down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Mahomes throw into the hands of Lockett. Well, the Chiefs are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. This is caught. Touchdown! From 6 yards away. And the Chiefs go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
And now here comes Kansas City. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. So they got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
23 yards, the final tally. Mahomes now to throw. And this one's incomplete. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And Shark calls it in. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. DJ Chark, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in his first half.
Yellow.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Denver. And this already a 16-point game as they've just gone to halftime. Derrick Henry, a touchdown run in that first half. From there, we head through the Four Corners, down to Arizona, to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. The Saints seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And things didn't go so well as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Trey Lance leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
So here are the Chiefs to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 104 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Still fighting for more. Still on his feet. He may go. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He has a chance to hit that. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And boy, it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And a lane slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
There it goes, a gain of 10 in the Kansas City 1st down. This offense #1 in the NFL in picking up 1st downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up 1st downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Let's get it right now.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Gotta tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. But they can thank their defense for another stop, and now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down, and of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
Eddie Jackson with a tackle. Here's 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world.
The Chiefs offense set to go. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
Yellow.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have 11-0 in their sights as they add on to their lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Chiefs offense ready to go again. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
Yellow.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he will have a Chiefs first down. And that's the one that should seal the victory. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Powering his way forward. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They just go up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
And that gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Chiefs extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd love to be those defensive coaches. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Kansas City, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for L.A., it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.
Who's up for some victory tacos? I'm always ready for victory tacos, baby.